practicing.
Worldly goals had been achieved, and it seemed that the final destination had been reached. But there was a bend in the road ahead, with further challenges.
I had to think and act consciously in blending the intellect of the head with the emotional intelligence of the heart. So I further refine my practices by uniting them as a single intelligence. Until I met with a scooter accident. Then my life took a completely different turn. Then after 1 month again another accident. Scooter accidents were 2. One I got injured on the right side, the second I got injured on the left side. So even the pain was even to me.
Because of his will he came out of it, and because he came out of it, others might not think it was any major accident, but they were major accidents for him.
Not only I had the scooter accident, I had 2 heart attacks. Second time after I got the attack, I was very serious. I thought my life is going to end. Even voice I had lost. Then I did yoga for 2 years with great difficulty, but I had to depend completely on the props to practice. So I restarted, recharged my battery, my intellectual battery, and brought back life into my body.
It was this phase that tested Guruji's resolve in asana and yoga the most, in yoga asana the most. He resolved that until I regain my form, I will not cut my hair, and it is after that time that Guruji started growing his hair to what it is today. In 1982, Guruji then trimmed his hair for the first time, having regained all the postures that he could perform just before his 60th birthday, especially postures like Hanumanasana, Vrishtikasana, Natarajasana, and Kandasana.
After all those accidents, he gave demonstration at Barbican. I was there. It was in May 1984, which was an amazing demonstration. He didn't complain again about anything. As a student, we knew that she had some problems. But the entire demonstration turned out to be an amazing success.
Guruji's experience with self-healing after his accidents and heart attacks has extended to his pupils and to anyone who suffers from modern-day diseases like heart ailments, back problems, depression, or injuries and accidents. As he says, health and well-being is the starting point of yoga.
Health is nothing but awareness of life's energy. The various facets of health follow the flow of life's energy. Each and every part of our body has to ring with the sound of health and intelligence.
The relaxation and breathing techniques taught by Dr. Lamaze and made famous by him were taken directly from lessons given by Ramamani and B.K.S. Ayengara.
Results. Every year I check in with my doctor and do an MRI of my brain, and the white matter lesions have actually subsided. I feel great, and it's given me a whole new lease on life.
The remarkable thing in him is that when he comes near you, he induces a limitless courage in you to do any posture that I want.
The moment I touch the people, and second time, even after a break of 10 years, my pores of the skin immediately feels the roughness or the smoothness of that skin of whom I touch. And then I ask them, did you come before? They say 10 years, 12 years ago, I had been to you.
He designed, asked us to try out a whole sequence of exercises. We have realized that when we use these sequences, amazing things happen. People who have CD4 counts that have dropped to less than 500 have jumped to 1,300.
B.K.S गुरुजी का योगा करने लगा, मेरा thinking pattern change हो गया. I forgot to think I am a HIV patient.
They come alive, and sometimes they do things which they could have not done at the age of 20 and 30, they are able to do at the age of 50 and 60.
Beginning of the Barbican demonstration, Guruji in Tadasana made an ongoing, uninterrupted and very, very long inhalation and exhalation.
This is inhalation.
Even though Guruji had tuberculosis when he was young, a test on his lungs at the age of 66 showed that he had the lungs of a 25-year-old. The doctors were amazed and said his lungs were like those of an Olympic athlete. Another test conducted on him at the age of 89 within 5 minutes showed a reading of 5 breaths per minute. The machine had a reading of 20 for a healthy person. This shows that his breathing is very subtle and his exhalations very long and slow, indicating how absolutely calm and peaceful he is. From day-to-day survival, his journey had transformed from the goal of his own health to one encompassing the health and well-being of all humanity. Was there anything left to achieve?
I began relearning the asana to bring unity between the elements, intellectual awareness and flow of energy. This made me experience the revolving movement of energy and awareness while going into the asana, staying and coming out of it.
Because of the practice, the energy that I get to reach out to people is amazing.
There is no such thing as anger yoga. Yoga is yoga. It was given by the creator Brahma, but Patanjali between 500 BC to 300 BC codified it, and hence we began calling him the father of yoga.
Guruji explained Patanjali's ideas in ways that were accessible to Westerners.
I'm a co-investigator with Kimberly Williams from the University of West Virginia, who funded the first low back project on how to use Iyengar yoga to overcome low back pain. It got published in a journal, in a peer-reviewed scientific journal called Pain. Likely that helped us then to get funding from the National Institute of Health, Complementary and Alternative Medicine, known as NIH. We got a grant from them for $450,000, again to study Iyengar yoga and how it helps low back pain.
His compassion and love know no bounds. With the use of props, he has invented postures and positions such that every single person, no matter what his affliction, can experience the joy of the ultimate posture.
I repeat, refilter and refeel every experience of mine to derive the best out of it, so that its essence is experienced. And this essence is what I pass on to you.
It's like milk. Can talk about, the price of milk, the texture of the milk, the color of the milk. But still you won't know that milk until you absolutely taste it.
There'll be people who will make you do a pose, but he's one person who will make you feel that pose. The space of the pose, the texture of the pose, the breadth of the pose, he puts you, of course you have to surrender to him. You cannot hold yourself back.
His intensity is making every cell of your body vibrate and come to life, and at the same time, your mind is completely focused inwards. It's completely quiet. You're absorbed in that pose.
Cells are nothing but the galaxy of the stars in the body.
There were times when I felt like, there is a complete barren land, there is nothing coming out, the sun is too hot, and it's only dry and dry and dry. There's this one rain, and then the grass sprouts out of the ground, and that kind of a life he puts in a person.
When Guruji touches me to correct me, say for example he corrects me in the pelvis, through my pelvis he has accessed every part of my being. Through the asanas he has accessed all the other parts within me. So by correcting my body he has corrected my mind. He has accessed my life ultimately through my body.
He is a man of unusual prowess, unusual glory, unusual luminosity, unusual heat in him because he is so vibrant.
For me, the only way I could be faithful to my celibacy was through yoga. It is Ayengara yoga alone that has brought together people of all denominations and religions together. He has been able to do this because he goes to the heart of religion. His teaching has made people in the West and the East and all over understand their own faith.
Always his dream is that yoga must be taught from the young age. Because if the seeds are settled in the young age, then that can create a generation of high yoga practitioners, yogis, which may change the face of the universe. Ayengara yoga teachers, they are teaching now Ayengara yoga in many schools, in different countries, in many universities also it is introduced. In America there are Riverside University in LA, where there is Ayengara yoga, which is taught as a subject. And now in Częstochowa University, which is a very big polytechnic school in Poland, the program is just going on. It will open soon, a full course on yoga. That means that bachelors and masters in yoga, and which will be based on Ayengara yoga.
Guruji really was the first yogi to be teaching large groups of people.
There is not almost any country where there are not Ayengara yoga centers nowadays.
Family, good health, Guruji had it all. Surely this must be the culmination of the eventful journey. But shimmering like an elusive mirage in the distance, the sublime destination beckoned.
Though he has taught and influenced millions, he still ends up being spontaneous and very childlike, and with a real enthusiasm about living.
Ministry of Federal Star Registration has copyrighted a star in honor of Guruji, and it's the Monosarasraba 30M 49SD plus I 29, and it's in the name of Yogacharya B.K.S. Ayengara.
Maybe that's where I will be practicing after I leave the world. Jati, Desha, Kala, Samaya, Anavichinna, Sarvabhauma, Mahavratam. Yoga, the greatest mighty universal force, unconditioned by place, time and class, belongs to the universe.
Baked and hardy, the pot is complete. Hollow within, experiencing the vastness of the universe within it, while also being surrounded by it. Guruji is fulfilled of all his desires. In the Anandamaya Kosha, he experienced the true self, the soul, divine consciousness manifesting in effortless joy of truth, consciousness, bliss.
This dream of giving some shelter, food, education to the children of my birthplace. Whatever money I can earn from my books, particularly Light on Life, where I asked them to pay royalty in advance, which came to about 20 million rupees. If God gives me life for 100 years, I can give whatever I earn in my life to my parents' trust, so that the interest they earn can maintain the program. If I have 10 million in corpus, then education here can continue to be free. Free books, food, yoga centers, healthcare, and whatever things are needed. This school was started in 1967 and was the only primary school in this village till 2005.
Almost anybody in this village has studied in this school only.
Many, many years ago, we used to call him Sir or Mr. Ayengara, but now we affectionately call him Guruji, but we gave him that name. He didn't take that name because he's a simple teacher.
The reason why many of us touch his feet or treat him with such reverence is really because he has shown us what man's true potential is. This is not treating him like a god, but treating him like the human that we're all trying to become at some point in our lives.
His spirit of poverty, I really see him, and that's the same characteristic of Mother Teresa.
He's a divine personality, but he has that amazing power of becoming a simple human being like you and me in the daily life when he is with us. But keeping always that divine light igniting within. The light is there, but outside he becomes like us.
Abhayam sattva samshuddhihi Jnana yoga vyavasthitihi Dhanam damascha yagyascha Svadhyayastapa arjavam Ahimsa satyam akrodha Tyagah shantirapayshunam Daya bhuteshvalolutvam Mardavam hrirachapalam Tejah Shamaha धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता.
The light is shining brightly, radiating like the sun. Absorb it if you can, because it gives, gives, and gives.
The bliss I experienced made me probe further to understand where this unlimited joy was springing from. It transported me to the infinite light of formlessness in the emptiness of universal consciousness.
With the culmination of the Panchkoshi sadhana, all the Maya dissolves. The seeker completely disappears and only the seer remains, beyond the elements of matter and form, observing, in the alert, passive state of Manolaya.
I go out there now, and I know I get a lot of adoration, but that will make me egoistic. So I am here doing my sadhana, living a life of vairagya in the midst of all my loved ones. I am inward, but not attached. It would have been easy to run off to the mountains, but I know this is where the learning continues. Even at the age of 90 now, I practice for 3 hours every day. But now only this year in me dissects my practice. The day I stop practicing would be the day when my consciousness loses its contact with the body. When I practice, I am neither in the future nor in the past. I become really innocent and inquisitive. I accept the new experiences with the joy that comes throughout my practices. My mind is watchful but completely quiet. Through this innocent and watchful practice of mine, whatever comes to me, I share with all my students. Come, join me. I am eager to share the treasures with you. The 7 states of awareness: the body, the senses, the breath, the mind, the intellect, the intelligence, and the consciousness, to experience the lost state, that is, the self or the soul. No words